Well, after the longest winter ever, we headed south for our best friends, this time with a mini bike in the trunk, looking for sunshine, and finding it at our best friend's house in Fredericksburg, Virginia. We're back for Work Week Part 3, this time with less work and more play. So we brought the mini bike along and we got it out the very first day, set the kids loose, let them try their hand at keeping it upright and staying safe.
Go, 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 go!
And it was a great time. The weather was around 50 degrees, the sun was shining, and it did our hearts and soul well. After the coldest February we have had in years and the longest winter we have had in a very long time. It was also fun to see the chickens again, be around them, get to enjoy all the eggs, around 20 eggs a day coming out of these birds, so that was pretty awesome. And Charlie Joe was in her glory. She would love to own a farm someday, and so chasing ducks around, even though they were a little bit better at it than she was, and holding chickens and going out every single day to collect eggs with her cute little basket. She was in her glory, living her farm dreams and being with her best friend Luna. So it was awesome.
Good job, good job!
But as promised, we said we wouldn't do as much work this time and we'd have more fun and do more stuff with the kids. So right out of the gate, we got the lawn glide out. We were giving rides, Azam was giving rides around the property. We were having so much fun. The kids were dancing. It was an absolutely great time. Oh yeah, and we had a little plan up our sleeves. But before we get to any of that, we did realize there was some work that needed to be done. There was a slight septic issue, and with 13 people sharing one house, we had to get that figured out the very first day.
Yeah. Work week!
Now, after we addressed that septic issue, it was time to put it to the test. We had a menu that would make you, well, you're going to get to see pictures here in a second. It was an absolutely amazing menu, awesome food. This here is a little time lapse of pizza night. I whipped up 4 of my best pizzas, and we had an absolutely great time doing that. But we're going to do a quick slideshow of all the meals here in a second just to show you how good we ate. It was absolutely awesome. We are both foodie families, and so we shared with each other the best of the best from both of our menus. And there's nothing quite like the sound of the dinner bell when there's 13 people and awesome food on the table. So here we've got pizza night. Barbecue sliders, the best mac and cheese you've ever had, baked beans, breakfast sandwiches for days, my bomb and ramen, more breakfast sandwiches with chili crisps, Mexican fiesta night, hamburger night, and lots of coffee. Well, as I said, Azam and I had kind of made a little bit of a pact before this trip that we were going to do a polar plunge together. So this was quite an experience. This was 36-degree water on a 28-degree morning, and we agreed to do it for 2 minutes. So this is some drone footage of it. I'm going to let all of this play out for your viewing pleasure. This was absolutely insane, intense. Here I am struggling with the GoPro, which I thought was not working, and then later found out it was taking pictures every half second, so I ended up with about 2,000 pictures I had to delete or go through. Here is one of those pictures. But go ahead and just watch the rest of this and enjoy.
I hate this so much.
Breathe deep. You got this. You did it! Oh my gosh, your skin is so red.
Wow, you guys are so good, so healthy. Go.
I can't feel my legs. Oh, red. This actually feels pretty good.
All right, headed to church this morning after a polar plunge. GoPro didn't want to cooperate for the polar plunge, so ended up having to abandon that, but whew, we're doing it. It's like 30 degrees this morning. It's supposed to get up to 45. Beautiful sunshine though. So yeah, let's go. All right, well, no footage from church, but after church, we got right to work feeding all these kids, having an awesome lunch, and getting ready for a fun day outside in the sun. So we headed across their property to what they call Narnia and started a big old fire to burn up some brush that we had created last time we visited. We then went on the loudest walk you can imagine, with 13 people, 9 kids walking through all the dead leaves in the woods, but it was quite an adventure exploring all of their property and seeing parts that they had not even seen yet. When all that was done, we headed back to the tractor, rode the lawn glide back towards the house, and it was just more fun with the kids and for the kids, trying to take it easy and not overwork ourselves as we've done in the past. And let's just say the polar plunges weren't done yet. We had a big old night fire, getting rid of some more brush, cleaning up more of the property. And of course, the sun rose the next day. We got the drone out, just captured some of that beauty. It's like a slice of paradise in this part of Virginia. And then, through some peer pressure from the kids, the moms took on the polar plunge. Believe me when I say, women rule the world. These two were like stone cold killers in this thing.
Oh, so bad. This is nothing compared to labor. If I can sit like this and give birth, we'd have like 20 kids.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm worried about getting out. Worse now.
Anderson even got in on it, and we did a 1-minute polar plunge together. And then Assam set the record for the week with a 4-minute polar plunge, followed by a half-mile run. It was incredible. All right, well, there was some work to do, and so one of the first projects we took on was getting their new trampoline put together. A couple of months ago, a big windstorm came through, blew a tree over, and it landed on their old trampoline. And so this is the replacement. It's absolutely huge, 16 feet across. And it took a few hours to get the whole thing together. But we took care of this early in the week so the kids would have a place to play. And it was pretty awesome. So of course Azam was one of the first ones to get involved in his new trampoline. And this time we put it in a place where trees weren't going to fall and land on it. Well, that's just a cool shot. This right here could be an advertisement for whoever this company is that makes this trampoline. All right, well, after getting them all tired, it was time for a movie night. And then the next day, the dads got to do some work. We got the chainsaws out. We decided to drop some trees. We also decided that this little ditch would look so great with a bridge across it. So we got to work cutting some trees down to make cross beams, and then we cut a whole bunch of small trees into 4-foot sections to make the full bridge. So it was not a project we were able to fully complete while we were there, but Azam knocked it out within a couple of days of us leaving, and it turned out pretty good. Here you actually see us struggling because if you look to the left, there's a tree leaning and Azam's chainsaw is stuck inside that tree. It actually fell the wrong direction from what we planned. Then we went to work with my chainsaw to drop the tree it was leaning on, which was quite challenging. My saw was not up for the challenge, but we did get it down. We did a lot of cleanup, and then it was time to use our muscles and move some logs across the creek and start making our bridge. Preston was quite the helper through all of this. You can see safety definitely wasn't first since we left the helmet and the windscreen laying in front of the camera. That must have been an oversight on our part, but we did our best to stay safe. We also did a whole lot of cleanup behind their house so that the view from their porch would increase and be even more attractive. There's still more to be done, but we made a lot of headway in a short amount of time.
No, probably not. Heads up! Look out!
All right, well, after a day of work, we loaded up for a day of homeschool. This was a private walkthrough of George Washington's childhood home. So we had our own guide. This is a replica of his home, but it was on the grounds where he grew up, right in Fredericksburg. This is a giant fireplace. This is the number one student, the adult in the room. And then that's a view of his home. In the background, we were down by the river. And when all that was done, that was a great walkthrough, a great experience for the kids. But when all that was done, we headed back to the house and got the mini bike back out and loaded up for even more adventures. Now this is where things begin to get interesting. They started taking the mini bike out to the big field across the ditch where we call that Narnia. And Bennett got a little more confident than his skills maybe aligned with. And so here we see him coming across the field. And I noticed as I was filming this that he was just gaining speed and doing really well. And I thought, wow, he's going to fly through that gate. No, actually, he flew right into that fence. So that was interesting. Then Preston had the bike in the same area. And all of a sudden we heard it stop running. So I flew the drone over to check on him. But that wasn't really a great plan because there's not much I can do to help him with a drone other than watch what he's doing. So it looked here at this moment like he had run out of gas. So at least it helped me to know to bring gas whenever I came. There you saw Atlas wanting to knock the drone out of the sky with a stick. So I got that out of his way as quick as I could. And then once we put more gas in it, Preston came flying through the gravel, but he stayed upright. He did a good job. So it was quite an experience for sure. Great time on two wheels for these boys, though. They definitely learned some things, and nobody got hurt, just had a couple close calls. Here we have another stall out, and I'm actually letting Azam fly the drone at this time. So this is kind of his experimental fly. So I headed to check on the boys, and I left my pilot friend in charge of the drone. I'm not sure if the footage captures it, but when he brings it over towards me, he actually gets it stuck in some tree branches. And that was a little bit of an intimidating situation, but all's well that ends well. No harm done to the drone. It was okay. So this is after his crash, and you can see the camera is stuck staring at one of the legs of the drone. I'm over here just kind of wondering what it is he's going to do, and I guess decided to be a little bit goofy with the camera. But then he does, in fact, figure out how to land it, and we're safe and sound. All right, so last thing, we do a big joint birthday party every time we get these kids together because we never get to do birthday parties. So we celebrate all 9 of them in one shot, and we get a piñata, and we have a great time. So here we are taking some wax at the piñata. This is always fun. Kids are blindfolded. This year we did the avocado. And we just let them have turns. So we go by age. We let them take a whack at it. We make sure the coast is clear so nobody loses an eyeball. It's quite an experience. It is probably one of our favorite traditions, though, that we get to do with each other. Let the kids be best friends, celebrate each other's birthdays, and just have fun. And of course, the food is always amazing. When the piñata's done, we play a quick game of put the hat on the cat, or put the bone on the dog, or put the tail on the donkey, whatever the thing is each year. But that's always a great time as well.
Yeah, good job, Luna. Wrong way. Straight, straight. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Addie's. Woo!
It's always a fun time. We love being with our friends. And we're so grateful for the Lind Con Ohana.